why. Anyway, that's the story for tomorrow, man. Let's leave it at.
Speaking of around the world, in different places, there's a place in South Africa where it's snowing.
Lesotho. Yeah, but you know, this period is a cold. It's not okay. That it's area snows. Now, right? Yeah, in Africa at this time, on the eastern going southern.
It's the southern hemisphere, right? So south of the equator.
Yes, south of the equator.
Which is why its winter period is at a different time to us.
It's in the yeah. So the summertime here is the winter time there. However, the interesting thing about this place, the between both of them, northern and southern, when you're in the southern part, or let me say from East Africa going south, it's hot in the daytime. And in the nighttime it's cool, so you might need a jacket. But if you're used to the cold, you might not be that much affected. But I've been to some points in July and I'm like, oh yeah, I should have taken a jacket out tonight. You know, because you see but some people are struggling anyway in that part of the world.
You know, funny thing, now we're talking about taking jackets out in Africa and stuff. I watched a clip of Khalees, because you know she travels around Africa.
She's in Kenya. She's bought land in Kenya. She's living there most of the time now. Yeah.
And she was right on the equator, and so you know the difference in the water current.
Oh, the way it moves.
On one side, it goes the other way on the other side. And then she had a jacket on, and she goes, "Look, I'm even wearing a jacket. Because it's hot in Africa all the time. No, it's actually a myth. It's not actually.
There's some parts
in this jacket, and it's actually comfortable right now.
Yeah, no. Okay, so I'll use Kenya as an example because I know Kenya to a point, I guess. But if you're near the mountain, Mount Kenya, right? You will see snow. You will see snow, and it snows at the mountain. Yeah, where the mountain is, it's cold.
Yeah, because the interesting thing that I read about Lesotho is that it's the only city in the world that is above 1,000 meters, like throughout the whole thing. Like you might have some other cities that are above 1,000 at certain points, but not the whole thing. But that whole thing period is above 1,000.
Oh, really? Okay.
Above sea level, which is one of the reasons, and also the mountains because it maintains the cold air.
But it looks like a beautiful place, irrespective of.
It has a ski resort as well.
But it's got a stupid president. I think no, that's not the one. Oh. But the government is just a problem. The governments are the problems in these regions, man. The governments.
Well, one thing I want to know is, obviously this is not new. So how come only now people are like making a big deal of it?
Because of social media.
So, but I'm sure this is happening last year before that.
No, it's been happening, bro. I've been knowing this since I was a baby, man. Let me put it as that. However, you see, you got to remember there was a time where you speak about Africa, they were always showing you poverty, always showing you poverty, and it's only recently that people have started looking and realizing actually Africa's poverty is nothing to do with Africa. It's the Western world. It's the Berlin Conference. Berlin Conference was set up. Right, the Berlin Conference, they had a meeting how they were dividing Africa for themselves. They weren't trying to divide it for the people of the continent. Do you see what I'm saying? And another thing is, when we say African, the word Africa was never even. It's not an African who would have called the place Africa, because the name of the continent was Arkebulan. You see what I'm saying? So everything in the continent till today has a lot of things. Because you go to, okay, let's use Zimbabwe now. Zimbabwe has the fall. It's called Moshi Watunya, right? What is it? The water, the thunders, I think it is. And they call it Lake Victoria. Because...
you know, funny thing, now you're talking about Lake Victoria.
Yeah.
I guess you're going that, you know, the terminology is like...
Yeah, Moshi Watunya.
But there's a place called, what was it? East London.
In South Africa, yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, East London.
Before you told me before about shillings and stuff.
No, there is East London. Even Johannesburg itself, Johannesburg is a Dutch. It's two Dutch gentlemen who put the names together to name it Johannesburg. It's nothing to do with South Africa, man. Really, it's nothing to do with the Zulus and then you know how the Dutch who are speaking Dutch, they call it Afrikaans, and it's like, hold up a minute, when you're living in Europe, you wouldn't start saying that, we speak Swahili or whatever the case, because this is a language. It's not that, but as soon as you quote it, people will always take it well, not people, but
Yeah,
some,
take
so,
it
you know,
as the
they'll
ultimatum.
always take it as, oh yeah,
It's cultural. Actual essence is
yeah,
that.
you're actually disrespecting us, or whatever the case. No, man, you guys have been here for well over 200 years. Nobody's telling you, and you know the thing that irritates me is because Southern Africa, they're very quick to pick on other Africans in that part of the world. But the people who are oppressing these people are the Dutch, who are still there till tomorrow morning. They ain't going nowhere. These are the people who are oppressing you, and then you will constantly having a go at other people for coming into the country, who are people who are actually trying to fight for you guys to have independence at one point. And it's just ridiculous, man. And it's like, guys, you all need to get a grip of it together, man. The name of the places have been changed so heavily to fit the narration of the British, the English, the Germans. The only people who never really got away with it is the Italians, because the Ethiopians fought off a good battle with them, and so they never was able to come and penetrate. Yeah. But even go to Namibia. Listen, Namibia, and this was not even part of this topic. Namibia, right? The place is owned by Germans, really. So you enter Namibia from Southern Africa, you look on the left and you look on the right, you're on the road. It's fenced up. And who are the people who are here? These are Germans, to the point that they even have German ceremony, beer drinking events and stuff. But the people of Namibia themselves, they're oppressed. All their land has been taken. And where some of these people's bodies are till tomorrow morning, we will never know, because those Germans that are there will never let the people come in to see. So it becomes a bit of an irritation. And the thing is, you're in a free world, so you want to come in and question it. They will get up about get in a mood about it. They'll be like, oh, you think you know it all, blah blah blah. And I'm pretty sure right now we'll get people putting comments in there, oh, you guys think you know it all, type of thing. But can you imagine coming into England and saying that, yeah, you're the one who owns Buckingham Palace? It's never gonna happen. They will kill you before you can even start thinking left or right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
This is the name of the story, man. When you want to talk about something and figure out, okay, where do we stand on this and where do we go on this one?
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah, that's why they have that theory, or won't say theory, but why they say that a lot of the UK and other parts of the Western world try and control Africa politically.
They still do. They still do control it. Let's be honest, because that's the reason why
corruption and things like that.
That's why you can see why Burkina Faso is doing quite well with the leader at the moment. And guess who's the one that's saving our country at the moment? It's Vladimir Putin of Russia. The Russians are like, yeah, you're good with us. And we even had this conversation before, and I was saying it. Everywhere you see that man, he's always got his pistol on his side, his gloves on his hands, and he spuds every single person he meets. However, he doesn't. When he was with Putin, he flew in with the Russian flight, shook hands with him, no gun on his side, no nothing, and he was like, "Yeah, this is my plan for the country," and nobody said nothing. Now you got the whole Sahel region. They're like, "Oh," and they're busy talking, and it's like, no, you guys need to up the speed for the betterment of this country. You can't have a country like Congo that produces coltan, cobalt, everything that we're using. To be honest, even right now as we're talking. Everything records, everything recharges. All the electrics that we use to recharge, all the products are primarily from Congo.
Outside of Africa, those states are very hungry to get their hands on what they have, isn't it? And why they will try and never let their grip release.
Let me tell you, they don't want to release our place, because you know what? There's one fellow. What's his name? Oh man, this is gonna bug me now, because you know I wasn't gonna talk about him, and now I'm trying to remember his name. But what they did, what the Belgians did, because you know Congo was owned by King Leopold. King Leopold killed over 10 million Africans, right?
Oh yeah, Leopold.
Yeah, Leopold of Belgium. He's the one that killed over 10 million Africans. I think it's 20 million when they look at it. But his primary thing was rubber, right? One of the most expensive sports in the world,
Dunlop.
Formula One.
But you know, Dunlop tires is one as well.
Yeah, it's most probably.
I think it's Dunlop.
Probably part of it, but anything that had rubber.
Dunlop tires. They do the tennis balls.
And guess what? He would chop off people's hands for not meeting the quotas. You can find
those pictures online, actually.
Yeah. They're there. Even when we're editing, we could probably put some up and for people to see. Yeah. But you know, it's one of those sad realities of it, because you look at it, you're like, what the hell? And then one of the what's his name, man? Patrice Lumumba. Patrice Lumumba was out there fighting for the bestness of the place and for people for it to be free and everything else. What they do? They made sure they killed him and then dissolved his body in acid. So the only thing that was left was a tooth. I think it's a gold tooth that he had left.
They told that it was him?
Bro, that's the only thing that was taken from him, from one of the Belgian soldiers who left it to I think it was his daughter. Now, don't quote me on this one, but I think I'm relatively right, but I'm not too sure. But the daughter and the whole, that family that was left with the tooth ended up handing it back to the Lumumba family. But I'm like, hold up. So you guys kill him, dissolve his body in acid, and then leave a tooth behind. That's the only thing you'll ever know about his body. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But there's the other official, isn't it? That you said Baltasar Ngonga.
Baltasar Ngonga. I think that's how you say it. Baltasar. But Baltasar Ngonga, I think that's how you say it.
Baltasar Ngonga.
Yeah, Baltasar.
So he got sentenced, right?
So yeah, I'm seeing it's 18 years he's been given, but I've seen some pictures and I'm like, is this guy really been thrown down for 18 years? But here's the thing about
they're saying they're trying to crack down now on all of this.
Brother, they need to crack down. This is
embezzlement. So he got done for embezzlement, enriching himself.
Yep, there we go.
So he got 8 years for the embezzlement, 4 years for the enriching of himself, and then 6 years for abuse of power.
So why did they end up releasing his videos with these women that he was with at the same time? Because that's not really right.
That came out first, right? The scandal came
is when they arrested. When they arrested him, is when they released it.
I just thought, he's a bit of a player. Uses his position.
What they shouldn't have done.
He was actually out there ciphering money around.
That's what they're accusing him for, allegedly. Now that's the words I would use, because I think.
But they convicted him now.
They've convicted him apparently, and they've given him 18 years. How true is it? We do not know. Because you know what,
using him as a scapegoat.
They might be using him as a scapegoat.
Yeah. We're cracking down on the corruption. So put himself out there.
Let me tell you this way.
You put yourself out there like that, and if you're doing stuff, then
brother, let me tell you this. Yeah, forget about what's his name, Baltasar. Baltasar is nothing, because Equatorial Guinea is a country, right? Now they speak Spanish, right? That's the only country in that continent that speaks Spanish. Because it was invaded by everybody, but then the Spanish were the ones that were given it, I guess, in the Berlin Conference. But they have a president and a vice president who is father and son. So the son is a vice president, the father is the president, right? And this family, EVE, I actually covered this on the other channel, actually. EVE, do you know how it's rolling with these people with money is because of that particular individual. And his name is Theodore Obiang.
So are you talking about the one she got married to?
No. So prior to she's married to a white boy now, isn't
it? That's what I'm thinking.
No. Theodore Obiang is the father and son. They both are called Theo. I don't know if it's Theodore or Theodore Obiang. That's both the names.
Where does Eve come into it?
Wait, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get to it. Oh. So the vice president, which is Obiang, he's the one that he was dating Eve, and on her birthday he hired the Microsoft yacht. Took her on a holiday and whatever the case on the waters, because he has the money to burn, and he has so much of the country's money because that country is wealthy with oil, and a lot of their banking, I think, is done in the US, right? But the interesting thing is he has a house. He had a house in Switzerland, I believe it was, or it was France, one of the two places. No, I think it was Switzerland, bro. His cars were Bugattis, the Lamborghinis. You call out the top-notch cars. They took it. They took it all off him because they were saying, "Oh, no, the way you're spending money is a bit ridiculous." This is Switzerland taking it off him, and I'm thinking, Switzerland. Obiang was who we were talking about, isn't it? Yeah. Got it? I wonder which one will sound better between this one and that one.
Yeah, well, have a look.
Yeah, no, as I was saying, Obiang, bro, that guy is a vice president. Yeah, that's him now, and that's Eve. Right?
Yeah.
That's when they were going on the like it's gonna show, but that's it. If you can see it, you can see it. If you can't, we'll load it up anyway. But yeah, so he's the reason. This is how she ended up meeting the bigger boys when it comes to financials, because this country's money is controlled by his father, and then it's him. And I think the first president of the country, I think, was his uncle before dying. And then the next thing is like,
So keeping it in the family.
bro. So it's a very interesting, and it's like, yo, what the hell, man? You've got all this money that you're showing off in Europe. I posted up on what do you call it, the journey stuff. I posted him up there. You could see the way he's sitting down somewhere in Europe. I think it was even Italy. He went to, even when this guy died, the Pope, he went there to see him and all of this rubbish. And I'm like, you guys are all just literally the slave masters, or the slaves masters. What do you call it? The people who are just making sure that these people remain the bosses of people who are supposed to be free. That's how I feel anyway. Because it's like, why in the hell are you spending your money, and the money that you're stealing from the country, you're putting it
back into the places
into countries they're suppressing everybody else
and stealing money.
It's a bit ridiculous, man, honestly.
Yeah, but that's how they keep it the way they keep it, isn't it? They've allocated these guys to be in charge of each different country, or shall we say division
to favor themselves.
Yeah, so it works out for them, so they're in agreement with each other, one hand's washing the other, while people are not benefiting from it. It's always been the case, and that's been the problem why Africa never rises up and gains its own full independence in that sense.
It doesn't matter where you are, because remember, we even spoke about this but when we were talking about Burkina Faso. Blaise Compaoré is in Ivory Coast relaxing. Why is he not in Burkina Faso facing the charges that they've put on him? Do you know what I mean? But he's relaxing in Ivory Coast at the moment. And how did he manage to get there? Do you know what an interesting thing is? What's his country? That's the Gambia. What's his name? Yahya Jammeh, who was the former president. And he also took off. I don't know what country he took off to in West Africa, or in Africa anyway. But he took off to one of them. And he's there running around freely, and I'm like, what kind of BS is this, honestly? But the story keeps on going. But
it's the same story.
I keep saying that,
going on for decades.
And you've got a fighter like this individual. He's put the fight Thomas Sankara was trying to put up.
Yeah.
But because of Blaise Compaoré, they made sure they clean out Thomas Sankara and killed him. End of story. Now he's come in. And Captain Ibrahim Traoré, he's coming more prepared. And it's like, you know what, this is a young guy who is actually looking for the betterness of the country. And now even I've seen that some of the children are they're deciding to see what they can do to build up the country to what it is. And you know what, it's high time that continent starts seeing things on a different level, because there's so much nonsense that's taking place.
Yeah, it's crazy, really, isn't
so much nonsense, man, honestly.
Like the first part of civilization is from Africa. To be like, and then now you've got all these resources that are there for the world to build on, and to make society and to make the world a better place. All the cobalt that we're using, all these things to make
cobalt, coltan. Listen, even let me tell you,
the country is not benefiting.
Even the nuclear stuff that was sent to Japan, Nagasaki, Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Do you know that when they bought all of that, the chemicals, they got it from Congo, didn't they? Via Belgium, so that they can throw the bombs towards Japan. It's like, why?
Yeah, everything.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's just like,
from there.
This is a scenario that we're being given at the moment, and what are we doing about it? There's nothing we can do about it, because life has gone on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As we go at it, and that's the reason. Well, now this is to cut a little bit in the slide. Yeah, the Kenyan president at the moment, his name is William Samoei Ruto, right? The individual, he's the president of the country, right? He's the president of the country. Now, as a president of the country, you're not going to be based on religion. You're not going to be based on the tribes of the country, are you? But this individual, he's staying in the state house, which was built for the English when the English were busy colonizing the country, right? But then it's been taken over now by the Kenyans to start making it a place for them to value it. However, where that state house is, you can't even see it unless you're actually accepted in to see what the place looks like, or you're on TV, you can see it. But where it is, it's so much fenced up, you can't see nothing. But this individual decided to say that, yeah, I'm going to build a church in the State House. What the hell are you going to build a church for? Okay, so you're a Christian. That's your business. But put a prayer room in there and do your thing.
Yeah,
because there's also Muslims in the area.
Yeah, if you're like high up in politics and you're siding with a particular religion.
Yeah, exactly. What happens to Muslims?
Yeah, you're kind of going to be one-sided.
So you're not
because you're only
caring about your religion, but there's Muslims in the country.
You're governing a country that also has other
Muslims.
Religions.
Yeah, exactly. So what the hell are you doing by building a church in there? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
And furthermore, the money that you're using to build that, even if it's your own money, you can put it towards, because I'll tell you the truth here, that country has some serious levels of poverty. And there's a disability, people with disabilities are always going to be struggling. I remember when I was last there, I had to help out this guy. He was on the road and he only had a crutch on him. He had no leg. And I was like, bro. And he said to me, yeah, one guy just drove in and knocked out his leg and that was it. That's how he ended up losing his leg.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, but there's no disability allowance. So he's ended up being a beggar on the road.
Yeah.
Somebody who was having jobs and stuff. Now, tomorrow is the 7th of July, right?
Yeah.
I know this might interrupt our whole session, but there is the 7th is called Saba Saba. Saba means 7 and 7 basically. And the interesting thing about this Saba Saba thing is it's the 7th of the 7th. And it's been from the 1990 when they had a gentleman called Kenneth Matiba and a few other guys. I can't remember their names quite well. But these guys were protesting against the previous president at the time. His name was Daniel Arap Moi. And guess what? This current president now, he was a student of this president I'm talking about now. And the interesting thing is, people were protesting because they were not happy with a few things. And a few of them got locked up very easily. Kenneth Matiba was one of my favorite leaders. Now, you're going to have to start Googling some of these names. I'll send them to you. But when you look at it, you're thinking, you know what? The same old problem just keeps on ricocheting. There's nothing else. Because what the hell are you building up for?
How do you fix a problem like that?
Bro, I've always said, especially when it comes to like the country, what I've always been telling people, if you travel to Germany, yeah, if you want to migrate to Germany, but the first thing they'll tell you is that you need to learn German, right? You need to learn their cultures, whatever the case, right?
Okay. So this is migration. This is not even being accepted as a system.
No. This is something just straight up basic. And then if you want to start going into other fields, they'll tell you what's expected of you to actually know what is German and the policies that to make them German. Same thing as in England. What's it being British or English, Scottish and Welsh and Northern Ireland? There's certain things that they're expecting from you before they start telling you like you can get lost and go back to where you came from, right? Spain, same thing. Netherlands, same thing. But guess what? You come to Kenya. There's about 42 tribes, I think it is, 41, 42. But none of them, they just keep dividing it based on the basis of tribalism. And I've been saying, listen, for that country and the other countries, they need to start embracing the different cultures that they have, the different tribes that they have there. They need to start embracing them and teaching them the love for each other and where their strong points or where they're based from and what's their story. But let's put it all up in there for people to start knowing what's going on, because right now that continent, China is looking to take over that continent itself. They've moved in there and they're taking over slowly.
They went to the Caribbean as well, isn't it?
Yeah, when they went to Jamaica, listen.
You can't even making moves, isn't it?
No, when those guys come in, they take over Chinese and Indians. That's what they do.
This is the thing. These higher countries, so to speak, the world superpower countries, are always using the lower power countries as kind of proxies to control things, isn't it?
Bro, you know what it is?
Sometimes they find economic wars with each other, but through the lower tier countries,
the disciplines
and taking the resources that they have.
Bro, they build themselves. Because if you look at India, right? India I can't remember when they got independence. I'll have to Google it. When they got independence from England, right? But guess what? One of the things, if you're anywhere in the UK, actually, you look at the most common food. It's an Indian curry, right? It's an Indian curry. Everywhere you go, Indian curry. To a point that, remember, Official Kills was talking about the other food that the Indians made for just the English folks. Because
it was a type of curry.
we thought you think it's not authentic, it's not real. And shout out to Official Kills, actually. Was it korma? Yeah, I think it might have been korma. Though I know what it looks like, but I can't think of the name. But it might be korma. No, it's not korma.
It's not korma?
No, it's got another name on there,
Tikon, masala?
No.
What other types? Because it is a type of curry.
It's a type of, yeah. It might be korma, actually. But yeah, Official Kills is one of our previous episodes that it's in there anyway, when we have Official Kills in there. And when he said it, and I was thinking, oh my days. But when you look at it, you're thinking, what's the next thing on it? But you're thinking, okay, so that particular food is actually, it's not English, it's Indian. You know what I mean? And the Indians, what have they done? They've basically united themselves and encouraging themselves, despite the fact they also got issues within themselves. But they're doing a great job at working together, because everywhere that they go to in the world, they have their own schools, they have their own foods, and their whole culture is there. You can't really... Well, then again, I don't really know many people that want to mix around them at the same time, because they don't... It's like they don't let other people in. They're not really that open to it, but they're more open to saying that, yeah, this is what we have and this is what we're doing. Because even if you look at the property markets in the UK, they're the biggest property holders at the moment.
Who are?
The Indians. They're doing a great job. Yeah, and you can't go left, you can't go right. Those guys are doing they're very, very well united. It's to be admired, and it's for other people to see how they can also how to work together, because that's the best thing. Discipline and unity amongst the people. Then watch how the way out of it goes.
That's the problem. Like, they knew that with Africa, that the way to get them under control is to make them undisciplined. And
It's divide it, break it down, and always
instilled that so hard that it's such a task.
It's a big problem, and
to actually come back and try and align ourselves and trust each other.
That's why that tribalism thing. And I was saying it. I said, listen, the tribalism in Kenya, you guys all need to know that this thing is here. It's not going anywhere. It's been here from ever since the country was formed up, whatever the case. But you've got these tribes, and if you go to certain areas, you know exactly who you see. If you're looking at the long distance runners, they primarily 90% of them come from one particular area. If you're looking for this other people, they come from this other areas. So guys, you need to embrace each other and know these are your own people. This is where they're from. This is what it is. But prioritize, because they're more interested in learning English. English ain't going nowhere, because it's well put into the country at the moment, and the systems are all in English. But so I remember somebody was saying to me, oh, it's even better that we're speaking English now than anything. And I thought, you know what, you guys speak Swahili, and everybody's trying to come to this country to learn Swahili. You even got those bands, the bands for the hands. Yeah. And people are really trying to show off that they've got them on their hands. And it's like, mate, there's a story behind this country. Let's actually embrace it as people of the country. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, the country name was never Kenya initially. It was called Kenya because they couldn't pronounce Kirinyaga.
See.
Kirinyaga is a mountain that is the name of the mountain, Kirinyaga. But the British, the English guys at the time, and the Germans, I think it was, they couldn't pronounce Kirinyaga, so it ended up being Kenya.
Fair enough.
So that's how you got the name Kenya.
Why.
See what I'm saying?
It makes sense. This goes back to what you're saying about the way things are named when we spoke about it being East London. And
you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Things like that. People name stuff to make it easier, even though it's non-cultural to where.
Let me tell you, look, you see, before we even carry on further, let's look at Zimbabwe, right? The name of Zimbabwe was never Zimbabwe. It was named Rhodesia, after C.C. Rhodes. C.C. Rhodes, Oxford University?
Yeah.
They've got a statue of him there, till today. They're never going to take it off, because remember there was a time people were like, yo, get these people out, and you can't be having statues of people who have oppressed other people. But Cecil Rhodes is still in Oxford because he put all his money towards Oxford University. And you look at it and you're thinking, and he named the country Rhodesia, right? And I was like, how the hell did you get this opportunity to actually name it Rhodesia? But then when, what's his name, Mugabe, who everybody criticizes, and they're like, yeah, Mugabe is this, Mugabe is that. Yeah, at some point he became a bit of an idiot because he stayed in the position he was in for far too long for no reason. But they ended up calling it Zimbabwe. And he was like, no, we can't be Rhodesia. This is Zimbabwe, this is. And they had the Lancaster House Agreement that they signed. Now, Lancaster House Agreement was the one that was in regards to the land that he took off from the English folks that were living there at the time. And he stood down because Tony Blair was like, yo, that's a deal that you signed with who? With Margaret Thatcher. You didn't sign it with me. So he wasn't ready to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. So he was like, oh, you know what? Then you guys have this period of time to leave.
When he kicks everyone out?
Yeah. That's when he decided to say, no, you guys need to go. But you all need to see, there's something called the Lancaster House Agreement, which is in Lancaster House in central London, where they made that decision so that they say, okay, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
But the people are still struggling till tomorrow morning. In fact, they don't even have the Zimbabwe dollar no more. It's no longer the Zimbabwe dollar. It's the US dollar that's been spent in that country. So guess what? If anything was to go wrong in the country at the moment, it's US dollars that they're looking for to spend. And it's like, how do you produce? Because if you were to give somebody change on a dollar, you haven't got the quotas and everything that goes with
actual US dollar.
It's actually the US dollar, my friend.
So it's the same value as what's used in the US. It's Jamaican dollar.
No. It's the US dollar that they have there. It's the US dollar. It's not the
It's
not
separate dollar.
They actually have the US dollars, the Zimbabwe dollar, because remember there was one time I even have a note. If I'd known we're going to go this far in conversation, I'd have bought it because I have the 20 billion note. Is it 20 billion? Yeah, 20 billion note. It's a green one. I'll show it to you.
When they had that inflation problem, so their money was
exactly
carrying like wheelbarrows of money just to
there you go, exactly. And I got still the 20 billion note that was not even worth a pound, but it's 20 billion Zimbabwe dollar. And it's like, so this is how it's come down to, man. It's very, very, it's so freaking such a mess, man. And you know what? It's in a continent. This is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place, but guess what? They just don't want to give you the freedom to say what you want to say and to do what you want to do. It ain't gonna happen. And they will never let it happen, man. But it's a story for tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. Because you know what? This is history, I guess.
Speaking of the US, they got that case going on now, isn't it, with Mr. Diddy? Well, it's coming to a close. They're gonna sentence him soon. They're gonna sentence him 3rd of October. So he's been.
Is that when they sentenced him? 3rd of October?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh, so they're not giving him bail till then?
Nah, no bail.
Ras.
Yeah, because what is it? Because of the domestic violence?
No, the movement of prostitution or whatever the case was.
Yeah, so basically, he had charges for sex trafficking, conspiracy of sex trafficking, not guilty for that. Transportation for prostitution, guilty. Racketeering, not guilty. And the transportation for prostitution was 2 counts. So one for Cassie Ventura and one for the alleged woman they call Jane. But bro, I struggle. I actually probably need to read the definition of transportation for prostitution. I think it's because he rang them across state lines or from one place to another.
Listen, in that country,
he's like, if you're with someone and they're consensually saying, yeah, I'm coming here to do, even if it's illegal, surely that's not you committing that crime. It's both of you, no?
It's, I say, it's like in the UK, prostitution is illegal. But if somebody says, you can give me this amount to have sex with you.
Oh, you know what?
You can't say that it's illegal.
You know what? I don't think it was just that. It's the escorts as well, because there were escorts involved in it. And obviously it's the escorts that are taking the money. So are they not getting charged as well? He's arranging, because one of them, but I watched his interview and he was put in hotels what Diddy paid for, Diddy's company behind it on when you look at the bottom line. Which is why I think they kind of went for racketeering, because if your company is there paying for stuff, because that's what they used to use racketeering for, is RICO, isn't it, with the
it's basically using the right words to prosecute.
So you're using
the right
businesses
words
to function a criminal enterprise. So that's what they tried to get him on originally. But for some reason or another, they found him not guilty as that, when most people thought they would more fall in that than the transportation of.
But I think what they found him guilty for would not be as crazy as it would have been.
Definitely not, because those are the biggest charges. The racketeering is huge.
You know what I relate this thing to?
And sex trafficking is huge, but just like prostitution is less. Still a fair amount.
Depends where you are.
10 years a piece. But he's not going to probably do all of the 10 years, is what they're saying, is what the legal experts are saying, because he hasn't got like a criminal record to that extent where he's got a nature of these things. Man. So he's probably only going to do like 2 to 5 years, I think. I think a lot of people are saying 2 years. I thought out of the 10, at least half that, but I'm from the UK, so it's half. If you haven't been in jail previously and you get a sentence, you do half in it normally. But over there,
no, America, they tend to lock you up.
It's percentages, I think.
Prison is their business.
Of whatever. It's different. I need to look into it. But generally speaking, they reckon like he'd be doing like maybe 2 years out of the 20 apiece. But it's down to the judge. That's not definitive, because the judge is the one that's going to make the call. But that's the maximum that each charge brings is 10 years. But they're going to run concurrent, which I think is together at the same time.
But she got paid like 30 million, wasn't it? He paid her 30 million.
And this is the interesting thing.
So why does he end up?
There's now another escort that's coming to light.
Oh yeah. Typically the US, isn't
she
it?
was complicit in everything. So she made him take drugs.
There we go.
This is Cassie Ventura, by the way. So Cassie allegedly manipulated him. She's the one that set everything up. His name is Clayton Howard. So he's actually written a book about it, saying Cassie Ventura is.
What's wrong with just saying that you need to make money, man? Honestly, like, you know what? Listen, with Diddy, I just go to a point and I say, you know what? I can't be asked to this. Because you know what? Here's the thing. You all got paid. If you didn't get paid, then you'd have a different story to say. Yeah. But you got paid now, you want to start suing for excess.
Was that he couldn't go and do it through the legal route. That's why he has to sue. It's because Cassie's lawyer was very smart and was fighting him off, because they knew they had a lawsuit for money coming first, and it would mess up the picture of what she looked like.
There we go.
If he came forward, that's why he's only.
But Diddy was a
allegedly.
He's a weird guy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Because I was listening to some of the stories, and I was like, bro, what the hell were you doing, man? But you know what?
It's interesting how the world works, though, because
everyone's a bit different.
Like
opposite.
When you're doing stuff and you're making money and stuff, and you're at a certain level, it's quite easy to get carried away, because we spoke before about the Angola guy getting carried away whilst he's at the top, and it seems a common trait for a lot of people. Probably, it happens across the board. Really, I don't want to put it on just black people and stuff, black males. It's across every race, I would say, but we seem to be pushed in the limelight more when these things happen. Because even like in the film industry, when it happened with what's that guy, Weinstein. So Weinstein, he was in Me Just Got Like for a bit, and then kind of faded because he's still
alive.
Is he alive, or is he in jail? Isn't he still in jail?
He's in jail, right? Yeah, but is he still alive? Or he's in prison? He's in prison now.
I'm not sure.
Jail, prison. No, he's in prison.
I think
he's already been sentenced.
I didn't hear that he died, but I know he's in prison. But I'm just like noticing the time period. You see his case go through. It kind of came and went like very fast. But this whole Diddy stuff, it seems like a saga that's been dragged out. All right, granted, he's a mogul. He's built so much, and he's that much popular and things of that nature. But I'm sure there's other guys
this is where I said
done for this as well.
You see, with Diddy, I always say, I wasn't there. I didn't see. I've heard about it, but I wasn't part of it. So they're making judgments on you. It's on you. But one thing I will say, this is all happening to him because of Shine. Because the Shine Burrows,
it's a humbling thing, isn't it?
Shine Burrows did 10 years for him. He did 10 years for him, and he didn't pull the trigger. That one I can say.
That's wild.
He didn't pull the trigger, but he ended up doing 10 years for pulling the trigger on that thing. And I always say, because of Shine, now Diddy is now encountering the problems that this brother brought onto him. So now, because now Shine Burrows, he's trying to be, I think he's looking for prime minister, isn't he?
Of
Belize.
Of Belize.
Yeah. But you know, I want to see if you can pull it off, because he's looking like a very good kind of a guy. The guy is trying to push for himself forward. I mean, after you've done 9 years and then you get deported.
Yeah, he's fought hard. It's been a long process for him. Wasn't his dad like a diplomat?
His dad was a prime minister before, but I never knew him. You know how some of these fathers always go missing in action, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the story never. When these fathers go missing, man, they realize they fail to realize the scar that they leave on their children. It becomes another problem in itself, because many of us end up being scarred up to a point that we don't even know what to do next, what to do. And many of us who have children, we're now thinking, oh, okay, I have to be this way for my child, I have to be that way for my child, type of thing, because I can't have them experience what I've experienced in the past. But it's an argument of today, tomorrow, and tonight, tomorrow morning, or whatever the case. However, especially with Diddy now, because how many children does he have? He has two. He has
twins. These twin girls.
So he's got 4, and then he's got a baby. He's just got a baby now.
Sean,
so he's got a baby, so he's 5.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, about
5. He's got 5, because somebody was saying he's got the youngest one, and I was like, he has a baby, and they were like, yeah, he has a baby.
Well, that's the interesting thing. So his sons were actually in these parties with him, and they're accustomed to the lifestyle. So imagine that you're bringing even just being a teenager, and like you walk into a room, you're like,
no, but those guys are
like,
20 somethings now.
Yeah, by now. But I just saying, like, imagine from what age they were exposed to that life.
And they've been on an interesting one. But I think on the coming Tuesday, I think they're going to be discussing getting him out bail before his actual sentencing, or whatever the case.
Yeah, they're trying to get him out.
They're trying to hold him in.
But he got refused, didn't he? It was due to the domestic violence why he got refused bail. I thought it would be, let's say he's a flight risk because of how much money he has. But he's actually lost a lot.
His passport's been frozen, hasn't it?
He was at about 750 million, and then they said just before the trial he dropped down to 400 million. So even though he was saying he was a billionaire, he wasn't actually a billionaire. It was about 750 million. But I think Jay-Z's actually that guy, about 2.5 billion last time.
All these lot, man. But you know what?
And Dr. Dre's up there as top earners. So Dr. Dre, and then even Russell Simmons is still there.
Where is he?
He's at about, I think he's about
he's in but he's in Vietnam at the moment.
250 mil.
No, he's in Vietnam. Russell Simmons, he's in Vietnam. I think he's had a whole bunch of cases, but he's chilling out in Vietnam. I think it's Vietnam he's in, and that's why they ain't bothering him. He's chilling up there. Yeah, you ain't hearing a word from him. You're not seeing him online. You're not seeing nothing on the guy, man.
Yeah.
Farm, you don't hear it no more. You don't see it no more. It's like what the? But then again, you don't even see Sean. What do you call it? Sean John.
No. He all kind of moved on. That was like one
interesting
thing at a stage, wasn't it? Hip hop guys having clothing, because they were at the beginning of that. Like Russell Simmons kind of put that, and they all followed the blueprint.
And this goes.
And now they're creating new stuff with the drinks.
They're expanding into other things.
Lots of other things.
But I always say, you know, the name Sean.
Dr. Dre with the headphones, Dre Beats.
Nah, he's the one that beat it with that, and actually, because nobody else was doing it.
No one else did that.
Yeah, it was him, and what's his name? The white guy that he's always with.
Levine.
Jimmy Alvin. Whatever Alvin.
Is it Alvin or Levine?
No, Alvin. Something Alvin. Yeah. But you know, I was saying, you know, when you look at these names, Sean, like Sean Diddy Combs, whatever the case, it's SEAN, right? How is that Sean?
It's French, isn't it?
No, it's Irish.
The Irish?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sean.
It's Irish. Sean. Yeah, Sean.
But the Irish one is SHAUN.
No. SEAN is Irish. That one I can put a bet with you on it, and I guarantee you'll lose. It's like the same thing as MCD, Mac. When you see MC, it's Mac, isn't it? It's Irish.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So there's some names.